Good afternoon. I was out here just bagging up a few figs. Fortunately, the birds aren't touching my figs, not in this location. And but I ran out of nets, so I don't know. I must have brought some of the other location. I can't find my nets or somewhere. I've been so busy lately. I don't know if I'm coming or going, but so I just been bagging these valuable figs because they are so very, very valuable to me. And I was up here and I said, well, let me get my phone and do a little filming because it's so unique, really. I'm picking a few and bagging a few and using some of the bags. I'm eating them and taking them out of the bags. And hey, hey, yeah, here. Could you help me out just a little? There we go. Wow.
You want? Just take it out?
Yeah, I'll just take the bag. I'm taking some out of the bags because they're completely ripe, like that one there, and I'm just using the bags. And then I was thinking, let me just grab my camera. And now the air conditioner went off, and I was going to talk about that because it's a phenomenal thing. I had to make this video because I noticed something that was really quite extraordinary. And right now I'm noticing a really big fig right over there, Deb. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one looks really good. What my wife and I just had several, and they were so perfect. But the thing I wanted to point out, which it's a good case in point, is that I was up here and it was extraordinary. Let me get further up on the ladder. I'll be right with you, Debbie. Just give me 1 second. And, huh?
I'm just giving you that. I gotta get back to the door.
Okay. She's playing frisbee with the dog. All right. I don't need any more help, really. I'm just going to pick a few more of these. Huh?
Hold this ladder.
Yeah. Oh, here's one back here that's really, really ripe. Oh, yes.
No?
But anyway, I was up here and I was feeling the heat coming off that air conditioner down there. And it was blowing like it was when I first started shooting the video. And I'm up here pretty high on the ladder and I'm feeling this heat and I'm saying, my goodness, look at this. Now, I've got a lot of figs getting ripe. Of course, there's plenty more, as you can see, that need to get ripe. But I started to notice that there was more figs. I'm eating them and picking them. I noticed there was more figs on this side of the tree that were ripe than on that side of the tree that were ripe. Now, this is a pretty big tree. Okay, it's very high. There's lots and lots of figs. But there's no question in my mind, because it's been very hot, and my air conditioner has been running quite a bit for the last week. And there's no doubt in my mind, as I stood up there where I could feel the hot air coming up, because hot air rises. It was unbelievable, the difference in the temperature up there, because it's starting to cool now. It's beginning to be evening, and it's cooled down considerably. It's still hot. It's hot and dry. This is the most perfect fig weather. Perfect. And but up there, where I was, it was hotter, and that breeze from the wind from the air conditioning, it was just like perfect. I guess I could imagine that it was sort of like, let's just call it, for no better term right now that I can think of, let's just call it a California breeze. A California breeze of warmer air, probably 5 to 10 degrees warmer than the ambient air temperature out here. And it made a difference, a little, in the maturation rate, I should say, of the figs. more figs. I was picking more figs on this side than on the other. Let me get back down now. It was fun up here, actually. I want to go back up a little bit before I go down. But you can see, it was just incredible. And I picked quite a few from this side. And I ate even more. Gosh. Okay. So, I thought it was worthwhile to make that point. And what exactly is my point? My point is, if you live in a zone, a hostile zone, which I like to refer to it as I do for fig growing in my area, a hostile zone, 7A is this zone, or 7B, but especially 7A. More so than 7B, of course. If you do, seek out a sweet spot. Seek out a microclimate. Don't overlook the very, very, very best place in your yard to plant a fig tree. Now, you know, whoo, I think I'm going to fall down here. Hey, after all that effort, don't you think I probably deserve to eat another fig? Wow. Hey, Deb. Oh, here, listen to this. I washed mine. Here, want half of this?
I don't eat them without washing them.
What's that?
I don't.
Say again?
They have to be washed.
Here, come on.
No way.
Just make a rare example. Deb, I'm still alive. I've eaten 10,000 figs.
I don't like the idea.
You can't wash it now because I've already, well, there's
I
plenty.
guess I'll have to sacrifice
There's plenty,
them.
and we just had some in the house a little while ago, so.
I'll just have
You
to
sure you don't want half of
sacrifice
that?
it.
Wow, look at that.
Well,
I know
you what
somebody.
to do?
I know somebody who wants a little piece of that.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I know that.
You little fig lover.
Uh-oh.
Okay, 1 minute. He's
Break
gonna
off
get
just a
you.
little piece
Hold on a minute.
for her.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just a little piece
Oh,
because you
boy,
had too much today.
Oh, look at that, boy.
You're going to get a bellyache.
Now she knows. She's the
a
the
little
fig
bit.
connoisseur. Watch the fig connoisseur. I have a video called the fig connoisseur about her. She knows her figs.
No, you can't
But-
do that. That's all.
You know, I'll tell you a little story. I was
Come on.
over at the house of a very close friend of mine, someone who I admire tremendously. My God, that's good.
There you go.
And he is also a fig lover. And I ended up
Oh, I don't have
I ended up giving him a little bit of a hard time. He's a wonderful person. I love him dearly. But I said, what is wrong with you? You're growing all these magnificent things, but you don't have enough fig trees. And they're not in the right places. I said, here's a place for you. This is where you should put your tree, right here, right next to your porch, right in front of your house. He said, no, I can't. I've got these little flowers. I said, they're weeds. You can't eat them. I said, remember the video that I made about my grandfather? My grandfather from Valle San Juan, Italy. And he used to tell me, he used to say, hey, honey, he used to call me honey. I said, why don't you grow this or why don't you grow that? He said, no eata, no growa. He had a very simple, standard. If you can't eat it, don't grow it. Which, of course, I'm not that radical. And he even had a few exceptions, too. He was a wonderful gardener. But mostly he grew things that you could eat, that were edible, that were of some use. And I told my friend that. I said, don't you remember? He goes, yeah, I know. So then after a little while, I think I bent his ear enough, and he finally conceded the point. And he said, okay, Louie, okay, I'll do it. Right there, I'll put the tree. So I'm going to give him a really nice tree to plant there, because I just know that it will flourish. So let me eat the other half of this. Another step towards diabetes, I'm sure. Nah, figs don't give you diabetes. They're wonderful. If they did, I would have been dead long ago. And I'm not. Can you tell? Okay, so here we got a few Smiths in here too. We were just visiting the Smith tree. But anyway, so I noticed that the other half of the tree was more developed in terms of fig maturation and ripeness than the other. And I'm up there, and I never even thought about it because it's a subtle difference, but it's true. It's an obvious truth. It's an incontrovertible fact that I am now 100% certain of because of the evidence in hand. No question. I've said it before one time. One of my favorite philosophers, and I tried to live my life according to some good advice and things that I learned on my own and from other people in my life. But I remember a quote from Bertrand Russell, one of my favorites. And he said about believing in conviction, your conviction and knowing something. And he basically said, the degree to which one should cling to a truth should be directly proportionate to the amount of evidence in hand. He actually said conviction. The degree to which one should cling to a conviction should be directly proportionate to the amount of evidence in hand. And here's the evidence. Standing up there, feeling this warm air, and this thing runs a lot. I mean, it runs in this kind of weather, it runs a lot, and it made a difference. And it made me think, hey, you know what? I'll make a quick video and I'll recommend how important it is to locate your figs in a sweet spot on high ground. I've talked about this before. The highest ground you can find. Regulate the watering. Be as careful with the regulation of the watering as you possibly can. It's better to have them on high ground where you can control the amount of moisture that gets to them. Whereas if they're on low ground, you really can't, because it's up to nature and raining and so on and so forth. So if you need a little water, you can always supply it. But if you're getting a lot of water from the rain and your fig is down low, in a lower spot, well then you have no control or power over that. None. And find the warmest spot, especially if you live in a hostile environment. Find the warmest spot, a microclimate, if you can find it. I call it a sweet spot. And take your best variety that you love the most and plant it there. And then go to your second spot. And then go to your third. And don't, if you really love figs, if you really, really love figs, then don't be dissuaded from that strategy. And you will be rewarded, wonderfully rewarded, with tons and tons and tons and tons of figs. Okay? Well, thank you for your visit. I certainly did appreciate your visit. I'm having fun here. Things have cooled down finally. Hey! Hey! Can I throw that? Here we go. Let me throw it. Okay. Oh. You want to play? Oh, boy, you're rough. You're tough. Oh, go ahead. Go get it.
Oh, she's fast.
You're quick like lightning. I like to tell her. So, thank you. I had fun with that. Oh boy, look at this. Wow, let me get this in too. Nothing like a wonderful, beautiful sunset to end the day. Good day.